Hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here. I'm back with another Ray of Art Arena version of mob battles. In this case, we're back to the Void Lich again because I've had some interesting signs there. Now, I'm going to have to go against very specifically the Abyssalcraft elite mobs. This will be including the Lesser Shoggoth, as it has been seriously promoted. Now, this will be using the older model. It will have an updated model soon, so if you're watching this afterwards and wondering what's up with that, just know it's using the older model. So, yeah, there might be some rematches later. Shoggoth 2.0, maybe. I am thinking of some rematches with some of the upgrades that Shino is giving some of his Abyssalcraft mobs. So, yeah, probably something like that. Although we'll see exactly if there's like any actual comparison that needs updating or if it's just an aesthetic thing. But so far, I know the new model looks pretty cool, so probably gonna check into that at some point. For now, let's get into some serious combat with all sorts of very aggressive mobs. Now the thing is that there will be differences between melee and ranged, and this place will get very messed up because it's the Void Lich is big on collateral damage, and I don't just mean on explosions. It's more like leaving pools of highly corrosive acid everywhere. So, yeah, that's a thing, and not to mention some of the Abyssalcraft mobs have their own collateral damage. So, this could get interesting. I'm going to start things off actually probably with the Shadow Beast. It's classic elite. It has this nice breath attack. Now, in daylight, you can see it fairly well, but in the darkness, it becomes practically invisible. That won't really factor into mobs, but just an interesting note. And that Shadow Breath, it deals a lot of damage if he starts up with it. So let's pop in as a ranged and then as a melee to compare both. Oh, closing. Okay. Decided to go for the acid immediately. So, might destroy itself. Oh. Why are you shooting? There you go. I want to blast him again with that. Nope. Goner. Yeah. The Shadow Beast lost to the Void Lich, but the Void Lich is destroying itself in its own pool of acid. So, yeah, next time I'll spawn them in closer together and show what happens whenever we get the more immediate aggro. Just look at that damage the Void Lich deals, like 65 immediately? That was kind of insane. So, yeah, and he's still got 90 HP left from that one. So I'll just get rid of this one for now. That's got to be a reference to something. Probably WoW. So, yeah. Okay. Now, let's go into Lesser Shoggoth. Again, I'll start off with range and then go for a melee run. Okay, starting up by roasting them and firing acid bolts. But if he throws an explosive fireball, it will aggro something onto him even at range. It seems that his spells are like stealth attacks. Like something doesn't notice until it's too late. Oh, he shook off my nose. He's realizing he's trying to get away. Oh, that still hit. How did that hit from that range? You got some serious snipe there, Void Lich. Acid pool. Shot the area. A Vapula has appeared. And the Void Lich is gone. When running away is the good strategy. Okay, that's a win for the Lesser Shoggoth. In a very hilarious fashion. I'll need to get rid of this because they'll aggro on it for some reasons. Like, even though their other target is closer, sometimes they'll aggro on that. So I got to be careful about letting these elementals roam free. Now I'm going to go to the rapid attack with melee. And it just goes ham. But the Shogun dealt some damage, but not much. It got in a couple of 8-point hits for a total of 16, but that did not do much overall. The Void Lich just basically said, yeah, I'm just going to pound you now. So even though the Void Lich is a spellcaster, it has a massive amount of melee attack. And that really needs to be something to note there, that really hurts. Now, the thing is, as you're going through Abyssalcraft, you'll first encounter the Shadow Beast and the Lesser Shoggoth as part of the progression to get to the dimensions. That's where you're going to be meeting up with the other elites. So going through progression as it would be through the mod, the next one is the Skeletal Goliath, which has a rather impressive looking weapon that you can get from him. Yeah, that looks very painful. Now it's a melee only, so hey, forgot you kind of burned. So I'll need to put this into time set night here. Okay, now don't worry, this lighting won't make the Skeletal Goliath burn. It's only sunlight, just like with other undead. So let's make sure that it realizes it's under attack by going, what about here? Seeing if it goes with range. Oh, immediate. But even though the Skeletal Goliath deals 20 points of damage at a time, this guy's melee is just so much higher. And so whenever they closed in, that was quick. And because it aggroed to range pretty quickly, I'd say that's pretty much about right. Now, Skeletal Dragon is an interesting one to say the least. So whenever I put this in, this could be very interesting because the Skeletal Dragon unleashes most of its damage through Corallium Plague, and because it's hard to hit by the Void Lich, it kind of winds up chasing him around if the Void Lich decides to actually go for it. Nope, he decided to suicide himself, so yeah. They really need to refigure themselves when it comes to that acid. So yeah. So that's something that the Void Lich really needs to consider. So, oh, yeah. But at the same time, I'll try this again and see if I can get them to spawn in melee range for a faster attack. There we go. See, now it's chasing them, and it will try to alternate attacks if it gets too far away. So the Void Lich will try. But also, look, it's already got Corallium Plague status, and because the Spectral Dragon is kind of circling him, it's getting him to be chased into his own acid pool. Well, one of them left by a previous one, but yeah, just because it's left behind by a previous one, it's still something they do, so. The Spectral Dragon is actually kind of using the environment against him while basically strafing him for Corallium Plague. So he's just kind of corroding him. So it's kind of funny how this works. But yeah, the Corallium Plague will work over time, kind of like Wither, and it will eventually terminate. So even if the Spectral Dragon doesn't do an actual full melee hit, its mere presence is toxic and is just gradually tearing the Void Lich apart. I mean, it's the Corallium Plague. Well, actually, it wouldn't be tearing him apart. It'd be turning his bones into Corallium. You tried casting a spell but hit a wall, didn't you? Well, Void Lich, it's been interesting. I don't know if you're going to turn into an Abyssal Zombie, but that is a possibility. So that's what Corallium Plague sometimes does. So, I mean, these things happen. But don't worry, your next incarnation won't be quite as prone to kamikaze runs. And this time the Spectral Dragon is just unaffected. It like took no hit because was being chased around by melee, you just never got in an attack on him. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. Now, one thing is they have a special death throws ability. If you take down a spectral dragon, it will basically hit the whole area with Corallian Plague, so you need to watch out for that. Now, after this, you get to your next dimension and you deal with the Dredd Guards, which are considerably bulkier, and they do have a nice ranged attack. So let's see if we can get that to actually work here. So, up. Ah, okay, oh, there we go, there we go. The Dredd Spew attack. But so far, this looks like it's going to be a tie, because they're both just taking serious environmental damage. Oh! Oh, their last attacks blew each other away. Oh my gosh. That's kind of funny. Oh, mutual annihilation. Now, next run will of course be starting in melee range. The Dredd Guard got in several good hits, but again, the melee damage on this guy is ridiculous. Although he has been Dread Plagued. I just don't think it'll last long enough. Although if he keeps going into that area, which he did not, it would have refreshed. Although while he takes dread damage, I'll just throw those things in there. Is it going to last long enough to take him down? Because that would be kind of interesting. Nope. Okay, that happened. Okay, now, Dredd Guards are pretty powerful, but also so are minions of the Gatekeeper. And they have kind of a long reach, so we can see how well that works out. I think it'd be better to just go straight up melee in this case, because I don't remember them having a ranged attack, but I could try and see if it works. Got any ranged attack? Blew up his own ice. But yeah, they're going to be upgraded to have like spells and stuff later, so again, there's going to be some rematches. Ooh, but those reach strikes did get them pretty good. So yeah, starting right back to melee range would probably be good for the minion of the Gatekeeper. So let's start off melee directly now. Okay. Well, actually, they seem to have both the same range there. And the Void Lich left off with the same amount left at 48 as last time. We're pretty close to it. So, the Void Lich did pretty well against the Abyssalcraft elites, some of which have been known by comparison to take down an Iron Golem, which I probably should kinda maybe try to show off now. Leave it mainly to the Dredd Guard. I think I actually saw a spawn Iron Golem spawn egg in here for some reason. I think one of the mods adds it. Yeah, there's Snow Golem. Here's Iron Golem. So let's just go straight up right between them and show what happens when you have Dredd Guard versus Iron Golem. And when I said that, they did not notice each other. Normally they do. But you kind of... Wait. Iron Golem's gonna start it. Oh gosh, here we go. See? This one can take down an Iron Golem. So, yeah, that says that they're actually pretty strong. So, just for a comparison there, that's what the Void Lich just took down, is something that's strong enough to wreck an Iron Golem. So, yeah, that happened. And also remember, a lot of things in Abyssalcraft now have this special death throws ability where if they're associated with one of the plagues, they'll leave it behind whenever they go down. So you kind of gotta be careful of your range. And I don't think the Void Liches will technically be doing that. So, yeah. Well, for now, that was an interesting mob battle, showing that these Void Liches are still very dangerous. Now, again, there'll be rematches later whenever some of these things are upgraded, but for now, it's just showing kind of where it stands. I think I used some of these before whenever I was originally kind of premiering the Void Lich, but this is more of a dedicated run to compare them off with. I'll probably be doing more of these where I'm going against particular sets of enemies with not only Void Lich, but also some other things. I'm thinking of unleashing the Corrupted Pawn at some point, and that thing is a fighting machine. Seriously, it's hard to emphasize that. It really is a total wrecking machine. I'm wondering if it could even take down Chagorth the Dread Beast on its own. It might actually be able to, and that's thinking of the newest version of Chagorth the Dread Beast, who has some seriously upgraded attacks over what you may have used to remember. Still very powerful, and in fact more powerful than ever, and may even wind up getting further improvements. So yeah, so thinking of something that could take them on, that's gotta get you pondering. But for now, I'll kind of leave it off at that, with the Void Lich having dealt some serious damage. Although, to say the least, whenever a whenever a lesser Shoggoth decided to run away and it won that way, that was funny. Oh gosh, tactical retreat sometimes really is tactical. Oh well. Well, for now, I'll be logging off. So this has been Glitch Reaper. I hope to hear from you all later. So bye for now, everybody.